With the scratching of Ectifar in race 1, your first engagement is in race 5, where you've got the two runners, horses 9 and 4. They are Jayad and Mufid. Jayad coming from KwaZulu-Natal.
Yeah, look, obviously Jade's also with a lot of ability. His form is not too bad at the moment. He'll be travelling up, so I'm sure Nathan will send him in good order.
What about Mufid? He's a horse that's ultra game, ultra consistent, and very versatile as well.
Yeah, look, he seems to sort of flatter to deceive over a distance further than 1200. However, he has run well in a 1400 before. So, look, he's doing very well. He's coming from his last run. He was a touch unlucky last time, but I think he'll be in with a very good shot there.
Then in the 6th race, you've got the 3 runners, all of Alarm, Noor, and the Centenary, 2 of which might be prepping for stuff later to come during the course of the season.
Look, Noor, slightly disappointing last time, but she had to overcome a bad draw. With a nice weight on her back this time round and a good draw, she can get a little bit of a cover. I don't see why she shouldn't be, very competitive in that type of race.
Yeah.
Alarm, obviously, she hasn't run for about 3 months since the Summer Cup. She's drawn badly. She's got to overcome the draw, but also not doing too badly. And obviously, it's a nice run for her to come back into and prepare for the rest of the season, as well as the Centenary. Might also just be a touch too sharp for her. But she will be doing her best work late. There are 2 fillies that are doing nicely, but they will definitely come on with these runs.
Now moving on to race 7, where you've got number 6, Persian Rug, a very talented filly on her KwaZulu-Natal form, and she seems to be finding her form again.
Yeah, like I mentioned last time, it's taken her some time up here in Joburg to find her form. She ran a very good race last time. We're very impressed and very happy with that run. She has come on a lot since that run. Obviously, the stand-side track will suit her. She's got a good draw. She should run on very nicely, and we're expecting a very nice run. Might just be on a touch on the sharp side, but she could be in with a very good shot there.
Super. Then on to the Colts Guineas, where you've got both Muwari and Sayuf. You were bang on the money last time out. You gave us a fair measure of confidence with regard to the performance of Sayuf, which was well founded, and you must be very happy with these 2 couplings in a very tough race.
Muwari, obviously, having a comeback run after he came back from Cape Town, you gave him a bit of a break. We brought him back nicely. He's doing very nicely. We can't complain about his preparation thus far. Obviously, slight concern would be if he does need the run, which the race will tell us on Saturday. Siyuf is a horse that's obviously on the up. He's got lots of improvement to make. The draw is a concern, obviously. The wide draw of 16. But with Anthony on him, which better jockey would you like to have on a horse that's drawn at 16? So he's on the up, and he should be very competitive there.
Excellent. And then on to the very handsome looking Flying the Flag. He's come with a big reputation, and it takes a long time to acclimatise, but I would think that he's probably going to be pretty much on the money.
Yeah, look, he's actually doing very nicely at the moment. He has sort of disappointed a couple of times in the past, but obviously, you sort of expected that from you. Not you can't be too hard on them. They've got to travel back all the way from Dubai, and it takes them a bit of time to acclimatise, as you said. But at the moment, he actually put up some very good work last week Saturday, and this week he's looking good. His coat's looking good. He's sort of freshened up. There's a bit of life in him, so I don't see, even though he's drawn wide, there's a long trip to go around the 2450 at Turfentine. So, and Andrew Fortune might just suit him. He just
That's what I was thinking, actually.
he has the good hands, and the horse just might just relish Andrew's hands. So we're expecting a decent run from him as well.
And then to put the lid on the day, race number 10, you've got horse number 9, Tabrik. He's a son of Redoubt's Choice, a model of consistency, 3 consecutive seconds. There's a lot in his favour, particularly with Anton Marcus.
Yeah, look, obviously, with his last 3 runs being 3 seconds, we've got to be quite confident with him. Obviously Anton will get the best out of him, and he's just a type of horse that doesn't really want to finish his race off. He gets there and just doesn't go past. So, obviously with Anton on, give him a little bit of strong ride, and just bully him a little bit. Might just do the trick on Saturday.
So he might just be the horse for people to get out of it on.
Yeah, look, obviously if things aren't going their way, then possibly Tabrik could be the one in the last. Yeah.
Well, Mr. Terry, rather busy day on the first leg of the Triple Crown series, starting off with the Betting World Fillies and Colts Guineas. Race 3 is the first leg of the place accumulator. You've just got horse number 4, Witchcraft.
Yeah, she's been progressive. I was happy with her last run. She was out at the weights. I'm expecting improvement, decent draw. She should be thereabouts.
On to the 4th race, you've got the stalwarts of last season, the dual Grade 1 winner, French Navy. He's just an absolute model of consistency, brimful of class, and also Stonehenge in the race with him, with Julius Mariba and Samanga Kamala.
Yeah, listen, you would expect French Navy to win a race like this. Having said that, from his last run, I've given him quite a bit of time off to freshen up. Obviously, he's got quite a hectic campaign till the end of the season, and we gave him a few weeks off. Hopefully, we haven't been too blasé, but he wouldn't be at his top end, but hopefully he could still win a race like this.
Then on to race number 5, you've got number 2, Trip to Heaven, who's also a very, very high-class individual with the ever game, ever consistent White Line Fever.
Yes, Trip to Heaven, I felt that his last 2 runs were a little bit flat and elected to give him a rest. He's come back nicely. I am happy with him. This course, first run back 1400 is the only question mark for me. If it was the inside course, I'd be pretty confident.
Excellent. Then Off the Mark and 7th Heart. One is 13, one is 7, JP and Samanga.
Yeah, I think 2 lovely fillies. Off the Mark sort of disappointed me last season, but she may be that she just wasn't ready and she just needed a bit more time to strengthen up. I think she's coming into this race, she's fit and well, and she has got a lot in her favour. 7th Heart I thought was an unlucky loser of her last start, so then she has to be well weighted, because I'm sure she would have got a couple of kilos penalty if she had one. She hasn't won over a mile, but I think as an older filly with a good draw, nice weight, she must have a decent chance too.
Then on to race number 7, the Fillies Guineas. Horse number 5 is Heaps of Fun and Samanga Kamala. You've always had a higher regard for this filly.
Yes, you can put a line through her last run. She came back with a bit of mucus and got her tongue over the bit. I was very happy with her run on Summer Cup Day, where she ran second to the favourite. Although well beaten, I think we got a lot of improvement to come. I gave her a little break. Very good run over 1200, and obviously fluffed her lines last time out, which I have explained. I think she's going to run a decent race.
Lovely. Then on to the 8th race, where you've got a whole host of runners in Liege, Luna Approach, Malak Maluk and Ricky Tikitana. And I would think that it's probably one of the stronger renewals of the Betting World Guineas that I've seen for some time.
Yeah, strong race, Andrew. I mean, we are there maybe just to get a piece of the pie. At the end of the day, my horses are somewhere between 7 and 9 kilos out with the top rated horses. Samanga's elected to ride Luna Approach. I wasn't sure a couple of weeks ago that he was on the right horse, but the horse is now freshened up nicely and turned the corner from Cape Town. And I would probably agree with Samanga now, just with a few days to go, that he looks like the spearhead. But having said that, they've all got a mountain to climb at the weights, and whatever we get's a bonus.
Lovely. Then the final leg of the Pick 6 race, number 9, you've got Orchestrated, who was placed in the Algoa Cup and Super Tube, with 2 top-class riders aboard.
Yeah, I think, Orchestrated, obviously last 2 runs were not his runs, and I'm hoping we see him bring his A game. I think on his best form, he certainly has a chance. And I think Super Tube's done nothing wrong. We gave him a prep in the Pinnacle Plate, where he found himself out at the weights with quite a few horses. He meets them again here on better terms, and obviously a little bit fitter. So I think he's a runner.
And then the Get Out Stakes race, number 10, horse number 13 is V-Man. Everybody likes to win all the time, but surely to own a horse like this who's been very, very progressive, he's always earned a check, and he ended up in the winners enclosure last time out. Can he follow up, Sean?
Yes, he's that type of a horse that he is going to just keep improving. Whether he's improved enough to win out the Maidens, I'm not sure, but he should run a decent race. This is always a time where I have to question merit ratings. I see that, I was well beaten by a horse called Champions Cup, I think it is, from the Tyrant Zaki yard. and yet I'm giving him weight. So we both maiden winners. He beat me earlier on in the season, and yet when we meet, I've got to give him weight. It's a puzzle for me. Regardless of whether they're right or wrong in the future, I mean, my horse may be more progressive. Surely merit ratings are based on what they have done in the past.
Okay, the big day is upon us, Michael. Starting off in race number 1, horse number 10, Missed Wildfire, with big race jockey Carl Zechner aboard.
Yeah, that filly, Andrew, I think it's 2 weeks too soon for her. You know, Adrian wanted her to run in that race on the day, and we had a chat. He said, is she up to the race? I said, look, she's up to the race, but to be competitive and have a winning chance, I don't think so. I'd be extremely happy if she runs into the placings, but I think in 2-3 weeks' time she'll be a better filly for this run.
Excellent. Now your cap says it all. Race 2, number 2, AZZIE Austin.
Yeah, look, I think he's a smart horse. When he goes 1400 a mile, we're going to see the best of him. Albeit the first time out he was beaten the width of a paper by the stable companion, and they broke the class record that evening. So if he brings that race to the tracks, I'm sure he should be able to win a race like this, unless there's something really special in the race.
Lovely. Then on to the Fillies Guineas. 3 runners in the race. Obviously Negra Mario to beat, and Jungle Mist, Melliflora and Penny Serenade are your representatives.
Yes, Andrew, we'll start with Penny Serenade. She's been well treated at the draw, which brings her into the race with a chance. Her last start, JP felt that he messed up completely. He bustled her early and she took hold of the bit and ran herself into the ground. As he got off, he said, I want to ride this filly in the Guineas. She's going to be much better in the Guineas. I know how to ride her. I'll switch her off and she'll be doing her best work at the finish. I think she's a useful sort, but to say she'd win would be a bold move. The other filly, Jungle Mist, has run 2 great races, beaten a width of a paper on both occasions. Badly drawn. We're going to have to sort of just let her slot in, get comfortable, and hope that she's good enough to run on and be competitive. The other horse, Melliflora, I would say more classic Oaks filly. I'm just put her in this race just to get her on the road. We're going to drop her in. I'm going to drop in right at the back of the field, and I'm going to hope to be seeing her running on strongly.
Okay, that's super. It's a nice sort of situation to be in. And then, of course, what you see is what you get with Abashiri, who's number 1, and he's sort of vying for favoritism in the Betting World Guineas. And then, of course, Leclos, who was a big surprise last time out, and a horse that seems to be settling and becoming a lot less quirky, as Adam put it.
Yes, Andrew. You know, last time he threw the jockey off, bolted and got loose, and they had to catch him. Then he went down to the start and ran a cracker, and another couple of jumps he might have come back at those horses and beaten him. He was running on again at the finish. So that was a pleasing run, because, you know, New Predator was behind him, and that's no slouch. So it gives him a good outside chance. As I said to you before with Abashiri, I'm not going to do much talking about him. I'm going to let him do the talking. And from my friend Charlie, that went on the website and said, after I made that comment, that yes, I'm a clown because I overrate my horses. All I want people to say about Michael AZZIE when he leaves the game is he had racing's best interests at heart.
Yeah, lovely thought, Mike. And then on to race number 9. Horse number 9, she's a lovely filly, very game, very consistent, Kissimmee.
She's found a good vein of form of late. I always said when she was a young horse that I felt she was going to be a decent sort. But used to get to the race and get herself into such a state, sweat, be dripping with sweat by the time she'd got to the start. She just wasn't mentally ready for racing. And I blame myself for that, because I allowed Adrian to put me under pressure and race her when I shouldn't have. I should have put my foot down. Obviously, I'm his trainer. He's chosen me to be his trainer, and he must be led by me. And we eventually got to the point where we said, right, she needs a break, gave her a break, and since she's come back, she's really done very, very well. Won a good race the other day. She's a lot better off with some of those horses at the weights, so it must put her into the race with a chance.
Starting off in the first leg of the pick 6, horse number 2, the loyal, honest, dedicated soldier that he is, Kouza Castle. Tough race.
Yeah, look, I think we're all looking at, trying to run second here, because French Navy looks to be pretty much a shoe-in. And I see the bookmakers have him priced that way too. I don't think he needs to be 100% to win this. He's better off at the weights with us, and he's already beaten us quite comprehensively last time we met. So, like I say, we're under no illusions, but, Kouza's been very loyal, very, very straightforward sort of a horse. So, I imagine to see him running in the money anyway.
Super. Then you've got two high-class fillies in number 11, Alexa, and of course number 15, Christmas Carol, two top-class riders, and you must be very optimistic that you have a realistic chance of beating the odds-on favourite Negramara.
Yeah, look, I must be honest, I think Negra Amara is a very good filly and she's got very little to prove, but I think our two fillies they're not truly exposed yet. You take a filly like Alexa, you know, she won her last race over a mile, she did it well, and she's always been right there. And I think the only thing against her would be a bad draw, but work-wise, fitness-wise, everything, very, very happy with her. So just hoping really for some luck in the running there for her. And same with Christmas Carol. You can argue she's looking for further, can be. She's won 14, 16 and 2000, and we kind of earmark the Oaks probably as her best trip, or we think anyway. But she, you know, she's done very little wrong, and she's improving too. And any filly that's won 3 out of 4 and second, first time out in a 1,000-metre race is a good filly. And in a normal year, she'd be probably nearer the top of the boards than the bottom. So I give her a shout. I think she's a real, you know, she's a filly that's coming on very, very well.
I know that you've got a very healthy respect and a very soft spot for horse number 6 in the 9th race, Arch Rival. He's done particularly well since he's been in your yard, and there's a lot in his favour.
Look, he's ideally course and distance suited. And, you know, he's just one of those horses that really gives of his best the whole time. And he's a lovely horse to work with too. He had issues with his back. He's always, you know, needs attention there, a lot of physiotherapy done to his back just to keep him comfortable. And if he's comfortable, he runs those really good races. I think he's won 3 times since he's been here, and they've been real cracking good wins, all of them. And I wouldn't have any fears really, you know, of the runners in the field. He's met them, beaten them sometimes and been beaten by them, but he's honest, and from a good draw I think he's a runner.